Hey guys, so this is going to be the final lesson in this module. And what we're going to do is we're going to piece together every single thing that we just learned and we're going to put it in step-by-step format. So first off the bat, we learned what our BMR is, our basal metabolic rate. Next, we went into our caloric maintenance. And finally, we learned how to decide what our goals are, whether that be to maintain our current physique, to lose fat, or to build muscle mass. So guys, before we really drive this thing home and get into our step-by-step, the last thing that we need to figure out is how to calculate our BMR. Now, with calculating your BMR, the equation is always going to be fixed. Now, there's multiple equations out there, but the one that I've used over the last 10 years and the one that I've found to be the most accurate is the Mueller equation. Now, the reason I use this is because it has the most variables in regards to calculating your BMR. So guys, as you can see with the Mueller equation, there's certain factors that we need to consider. So in previous modules, we talked about the LM. Now the LM, just to, re-clarify, stands for lean mass. This identifies the total amount of muscle on your body. Now with the FM, this is going to identify the fat mass. This tells you the total amount of fat on your body. Moving on to sex, if you're a woman and you're using this equation, it's imperative that you use 0, not 1. And if you're a male, you want to use 1. Age is pretty self-explanatory. So guys, if you follow step by step throughout this entire equation using basic algebra, you'll be able to calculate your BMR at the end. All right, guys, so let's really drive this home here. So this is going to be our example. Like I said, we're going to take this thing step by step, and I'm going to make this as easy as possible. So here's our example. We have a 35-year-old female. She weighs 150 pounds. She has 23% body fat. She works a sedentary job, and she doesn't exercise much. Her overall goal is to lose body fat. So the question is, how many calories does she need to consume in order to maintain her current physique? That's the key word right there, maintain her current physique. All right, so here we are, guys. We have step 1. So step 1 would be converting our pounds to kilograms. So we take the 150 pounds, we divide it by our 2.2 conversion rate, correct? And that's going to yield us 68.2 kilograms. Now, with the 68.2 kilograms, we've identified that our female is 23% body fat. So we're going to take 23% of that 68.2, and that's going to give us our fat mass, which equals 15.7 kilograms. Now, to make it simple, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 15.7 kilograms of fat mass, and we're going to subtract it from the total weight, which was 68.2. And that's going to give us our LM, our lean mass, which is 52.5 kilograms. So guys, we're going to go back to our Mueller equation, and this is what's going to give us our BMR. So if we take in the variables that we just calculated, we take into consideration the sex and our age, that's going to give us 1,421 calories as our BMR. So now that we know our BMR, we're going to take into consideration our activity level multiplier. So going back to our example, we've identified that our female has a pretty sedentary job and she doesn't work out. She doesn't exercise. So automatically that's going to be the lowest end, which is 1.2 on our activity level multiplier chart. So what we do now is we multiply our BMR by the 1.2, and that's going to give us 1,705 calories. This number right here is going to be our caloric maintenance. So our last and final step, and most simple, is deciding what we want to do with our physique. In the case of our example, we know that our female wants to lose body fat.